We got how many documents in the file for the registration, actually? I didn't see anything in the phone.
Yeah, there's not any in the computer, right? The service agreement, and there's a.
We didn't have the other ones until this morning.
Okay.
Yeah, I was hoping to have them for you in the packet before this morning, but I didn't get the originals and stuff yesterday afternoon in the mail.
Good morning, everybody. We're convening the road and bridge meeting for March 3rd, 2026. Present are all three commissioners. Austin Black is our Chief Operations Officer. Aisha Foster is our Planning and Zoning Director. Lance Page is our Planning and Zoning, our Public Works Director. And then there's a Cameron Manway from Swabelle here. And Micah and Wade from Hammond and Idaho Falls, respectively. And Ashley are event services. Okay. Who wants to start?
So the first item on there is an action item is to sign the right of way negotiation contracts with Horrocks Engineering for the Fifth West Bridge Replacement Project. This is an LTAC project. LTAC was the ones that, as we went through it, they suggested that we continue to use Michael Scott of Horrocks to do the right of way negotiation on this.
I'll entertain a motion to approve that contract.
I'll make a motion to accept the contract with Clorox regarding the Fifth West over Idaho Canal project. Is that one?
For the right of way negotiation.
For the right of way negotiations, thank you.
Second. Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all carries. Which one is that, Lance?
So it's on Fifth West, and you make that sharp curve just after you cross over the Idaho Canal right there by where the flood control district channel comes through. There's a sharp corner just after the bridge.
Okay.
And so it's that bridge that we're being replaced. Between 65th North and 81st North, I believe. Yeah,
You guys have worked on that several times over the years.
we have, yeah. That was the one that we did some aqua wrap on the piers.
Yeah.
And got some of the piers temporarily fixed.
Okay, next thing.
Next item is sign the right of way documents on 49th North widening project. There are two parcels there, parcel number 29 and parcel number 44. Parcel 44 is especially important because that is where the Intermountain Gas knockout station is. That will be able, we purchase the land directly behind where that Intermountain station is, so it can be moved back for the road widening.
And we've already talked about these, haven't we? It's parcel number 44.
We talked about 44 a little bit, so we did an administrative settlement on that. But this is the actual documentation to get it all done. The other one we did talk about as well. It was an administrative settlement on a little bit of the trees. So
I'll make a motion to accept the right of way agreement contracts for parcels number 44 and 29.
Okay, second. Motion and second, all in favor? Aye. Here. And the tree one was what they were asking a lot more for the trees.
So this particular one, they just asked for a little bit more compensation for the trees right along the frontage. They only had a few trees there. And so the total compensation for the parcel was over just over $7,000. It wasn't a lot of compensation for this one. But it's also a very narrow little frontage on 49th North, and then it goes back into a lot larger parcel behind.
Okay. Next one,
Next is discussion item, Stoneberg Lane update. I don't know if there's particular questions or,
And King Castle, however many, I emailed these back in July and just the next steps. Commissioner Mallard had asked for us to actually move forward and get something in writing so that it wasn't just discussion. And so that's the resolution that we had passed this last July. And then we just talked about when we got closer to spring, which seems like with the golf courses open for the season, what is spring?
Make sure the rocks out of the ground, what's the soil temperature up there?
Well, it was like 50 degrees the last couple days in certain spots, so it's, anyways, it's muddy and
it's muddy.
it's muddy, yeah. So yeah,
Part of that is muddy all the time,
yeah, it has been.
which is the problem.
So anyways, yeah, just reconvening, to discuss next steps, and I see you guys have it as an action item, but just to see whatever else we need to do, to support.
So at this point, Stoltenberg, we have the excavator lined up to rent starting basically May 1st. We have suppliers for the GeoGrid and the geotextile fabric. They have it all in stock. We have a bunch of the crushed gravel already there stacked up. We are going to have to dig out of the pit for some of the more pit runs. We do have the corrugated metal pipes for the crossings. We think we're going to have to replace two. We're not sure if it's two or one at this point.
On the crossings.
Yeah. So we're essentially gearing up, ready to go.
Awesome.
But it'll probably start work on about May 1st.
Great. The one follow-up, just if it benefits, Commissioner Walker had said that Rock and Tea might have had some material that they would donate. Is that anything that, again, it doesn't really have anything to do with our involvement, but just, if they've made that offer, is that still stand? And is that anything that benefits the road department? So he just dug out a
Did you have that
huge
discussion
pond.
with Roy?
I did not have that discussion with Troy. He never called me.
Well, he was expecting you to call him.
Oh, okay.
He said he has an abundance of pit run. And we're taking it.
For free.
And it's closer than our pit, so.
Okay.
Say,
I will,
trucking as well.
Yeah.
He's
They just
trying
dug out this huge pond. I
Yeah,
mean,
he's-
massive,
he's
like you
still-
could
he's still-
see on it.
to- He's still digging.
Yeah.
It's
So
the dirt,
it's-
build the walls, the highway noise off his front porch, which I'm not blaming him.
Yeah.
But
But he's still gonna have
it's
access.
a lot of pit run. So,
So anyways, that's just a good option to pass along and save the county
thanks
some
for
costs.
bringing that up.
I will get a hold of Troy and talk to him about that.
Oh, awesome. And he also, for what it's worth, if there's ever any preparatory questions, again, Rock and Tea did a lot of those subdivisions, some of them 10, 20, 30 years ago, but all the ones that are down Stoltenberg Lane. And so when they put in all the roads, the private roads in the subdivisions, he's dug in that ground. He has a lot of experience with what they encountered and has advice. And I think just him being local and wanting to help in those ways. Feel free to also ask about maybe what they've encountered, or if you guys get to a certain spot. I haven't confirmed, but last I talked to him about this topic, he was very helpful in terms of just saying, here's some of the things to consider. So just to use that as a resource of someone who's had machines in the ground within feet of where we're talking about Stoltenberg, that would be a good resource to take advantage of.
Thanks.
That was it on our end. So, on that, again, we've already passed that resolution. We budgeted for that. And so, if you just let us know next steps in terms of, being able to cut a check and be able to support that draw, we're happy to do that on our end.
Did
Ready
you
to,
just bill them, Glenn?
That's what we would normally do is bill them. I typically haven't billed before we do the project.
Yeah.
But I can do that.
We're happy to do that either way. Like we said before, within that, we're ready to be able to contribute. And so that wasn't one we have to figure out payments or anything.
Okay.
So if that supports and gives you cash flow up front to get these things going, we're happy to do that as of now.
Okay.
So,
What we'll probably do then is, we'll send you an invoice and just get in the process.
perfect.
Okay.
We got a new city clerk, Michelle List, as of January. And so she's been up to speed. We've had a good month plus of training and kind of transition. But just know that as well, that we're
Is
kind
she
of,
on the website for email?
she should be,
Okay.
yeah, and it's the same email. So
Okay.
we've set up our emails to kind of hand off for the next for continuity and
Okay.
having contacts and history and things. So it's same email, same number, everything. The only reason honestly I say is that we've maybe been 2 or 3 days longer on responding to certain things as she makes sure she's kind of going through the right process. So
Okay.
Lance, what's your recommendation? Go ahead and
Well, my recommendation, we just move forward with the project. I'll create the invoice. I'll get it sent over. They can pay us with a check and we'll.
Do we need to make a motion or anything?
Yeah,
or-
It's not that, we don't think so.
it is an action item though.
it
Yeah.
is, yeah.
Yeah. I think we just never formally approved to move forward on that project.
Oh, okay.
I'm not
Let's go ahead.
sure what the motion is supposed to say. Exactly.
I guess the motion would be to agree to do the Stoltenberg Lane reconstruction project.
Well, I guess by reconstruction, we all understand what that means.
So we are taking out all the material, rebasing it and recovering it. So
I'll make a motion to approve the Stoltenberg Lane reconstruction project. Along with accepting the funds from Swan Valley in the amount of $250,000 to help cover the costs of that.
Okay, that motion, second, all in favor?
I
Motion carries.
mean, we didn't really have to stop working on anything this winter, which didn't know.
I know, it's crazy. It's been, I've, the first year, I've never plowed my driveway. And I'm up above the snow line, kind of like this guy. We don't get it quite like you, but I mean, the days that we got snow, I just drove over the top of it. It was just weird year. So,
Yeah, we're.
well, let us know if there's anything else that you need from us on that.
Dirt.
It's my first time doing that type. And so, I think the only thing we talked about previously was just if there's anything we can communicate to residents, it is that unique road where it's a one road access. And so I'm sure there's a way to figure out whether it's half of this side or maybe there's a couple days we have to have it blocked off, whatever that is, as long as we can communicate it, and we'll do our best to be a liaison in helping communicate things if that can help the county.
Okay.
So,
we'll keep that in mind. We'll, as we get closer to starting, we'll probably try to start that dialogue up.
perfect. We can do a sit down planning and whatever helps for us to carry on for you, that'll be great. So,
Okay.
Cameron, thank you for.
Yep,
paving
thank
the way
you.
For that.
Appreciate you all. So,
Okay, thank you.
Good to see you.
thank you and safe travels, everyone.
Thanks, you too.
Good to see you.
I'll talk soon too. Jay.
So the next item on here is a discussion item of
Anyways.
County Line Road. We,
Good, thanks.
JB and I are on the agenda for the Harrison Canal Company board meeting. That is tomorrow afternoon. And we are going to be presenting the options that we have for those turnoffs on the County Line Road. Again, there's 15 of them in the 3.5 mile stretch, basically half the project. So tomorrow afternoon, hopefully we'll have some more information.
That's it on that.
No, just leave it on the agenda for next week so we can find out what happened.
The next is 105th north. It says on here 105th north, but I think you probably mean 105th east.
Yeah.
Okay. So I went out and took a look at it, last night. The road is still riding and driving pretty good. The trucks that are going up there from, the mountain of dirt, they don't seem to be off far enough onto the shoulder that it's causing more problems right now. They are hauling dirt out of there. They were not hauling yesterday, which I was glad to see. There was no fresh mud or anything on the roads. They are, Austin found out they were supposed to be taking 30,000 yards to the Brent Price pit. So last time when they were hauling gravel, they hauled over 400,000 yards to Bateman Brothers. So this is only 7.5% basically of what was hauled before. They may be getting close to being done with their 30,000 yards. They are coming back from the pit on 85th East. There doesn't be a lot of damage on 85th East, but you can see where they are running on the shoulders just a little bit, causing some of the shoulders to ravel out on 85th. They have caused a little bit of damage on the shoulder, on the north shoulder of 145th or County Line Road, also as they're turning off of 105th East. But at least right now, from what I see, there's far less damage to any of the roads with these trucks.
And where did you say they're taking it to?
They're taking them to the Brent Price pit that is on County Line Road. It is east of 75th, and west of 65th.
Sorry, Michelle.
I was just wondering, wasn't this supposed to be done? None of that was supposed to be going over the road. That's my concern. It's it was supposed to be done, now it's not, and I mean, minimal though the damage may be,
Yeah,
it's still damaged now.
so I think they were done hauling gravel. Progressive Irrigation, to my knowledge, never said they were done hauling, period. Because they still have to get rid of all that material somewhere before they can go to their second phase and dig another pond.
Their original
So they can
plan,
have more rocks and they can have more dirt, so they can do damage.
their original plan is they weren't going to repave and complete 105th until they were done with phase 2 of the project. They went to the water board to get approval for phase 2 of their recharge pond, and the water board denied their application. So they aren't doing that anytime in the foreseeable future. So basically at this point, they were trying they redid 105 and now they're just trying to get rid of the dirt pile so it's not there on 105 anymore, but I don't think they have any plan of expansion anymore. I did call and talk to Ray Suter from Progressive Irrigation and just said, Knife River needs to understand as part of this hauling, we have a contract with you on 105th as to your repair and to not hauling anymore once it was completed. So if there's damage done, Progressive will be responsible for that. And Ray said, I'll call and talk to Knife River about that. But as far as the other roads go, it's like I told Lance, I'm like, it's near impossible to say nobody can haul on these roads ever again.
Right.
And some of them are already in 85th, 145th aren't in great shape anyways. And so we're going to expect some breakdown there. But I think as long as 105 stays intact, they're not doing damage there. I think that's really the only thing we would have any leverage over at this point.
I mean, that was my concern was 105 because that was the subject of everything last year.
Yeah, and so Progressive's aware if they do any additional damage to 105 that they will have to fix that
Okay.
as part of this hauling process. So,
And our moratorium is still in place for the new.
No,
no, it expired, but hopefully we'll have some code on that in a month or so.
how did that go the last meeting?
It went well. I thought we were gonna narrow it down to the point that we could take it to a public hearing. But Weston had added a little more terminal or more text to it, so we're meeting again on the 11th.
Yeah.
Just to kind of hopefully iron some things out, and then I'm hoping at that point we can take it to the Planning and Zoning Commission for public hearing.
Well, good job. I know it's been a lot of work.
Speed limit is 25 still on 105th East. We have not removed that speed limit. And I think that helps a little bit too, to make sure those trucks are going slower.
We didn't have to worry about the crosswalk this year.
Well, we haven't had to worry about it yet, and we're not expecting to.
When's the last time we didn't have crosswalks?
I don't know if we've ever not had to do crosswalk.
Yeah. Well, they are hauling, they were hauling yesterday. I watched them load one as I was driving by.
Okay,
So I don't think they're certainly not hauling the number of trucks through that they were for rock, but. And one pulled it in because they're making the loop.
Yeah.
So one was in front of me and pulled it in, get there. So now instead of getting rock chips, I just get my cars just jerking them.
yeah. What time
The
was
car
that?
wash washes it, so,
What time was that?
um,
Cause I went out about 3 and it didn't look like anybody had gone. The equipment wasn't even moving, so must have started up after that.
don't know what their schedule is this morning. They had semi park there and backhoe. Coming down, I just catch them out the side as they go by, so.
Yeah.
But certainly not the number of semis chasing each other down the roads that were
They were all abatement.
rocks, yeah. And the pile's getting littler.
It is.
Bridge on 65th South, is that still coming along?
Still on schedule. They're actually ahead of schedule for that. I think they're due to put the slabs or the beams, I think, are last time we talked, I think they were due to be put in on the 10th of next week.
Road pile, still there. I drove by it last night, like,
Yeah. I did talk to Blair this morning because they think it's gonna take them probably another 5 to 10 days to finish doing the work, and they had sent me an email yesterday about maybe helping with some of the additional cost, and I sent them back the initial contract language that said, this is what we agreed to after we paid you for 32 days. You said you would complete the work. And so Blair called me this morning and said, we understand I still have to do business with these guys once we're done, right? And I'm like, I think we made it pretty clear in the original contract. So I saw I have a voicemail from Craig at Tire Reclaim. So I was going to talk to him just a little bit. And it's like I told Blair. So what they sent me yesterday was basically the same price for 10 additional days. And I had already told Craig, I said, we're going to continue to pay for the fuel. We already agreed for that. So I told Blair, I said, if they want to talk about additional costs, then they're going to have to say, well, we're going to lose money on this project because I know they already had profit built into what they were charging us initially. And we put that in the contract for a reason. So I'm going to tell Craig that today. It's like, we're not trying to just railroad you here, but we have fiscal responsibilities too. And so I just want to talk to him a little bit, kind of see where he's at. When I said the email yesterday, they didn't say anything back to me. And Blair said, well, maybe you just realized, yeah, we did agree on that. We're just going to finish, but I'll see what we can figure out. So. I could, did you have something to say?
Mr. Chair, members of the commission, I did have one question about the 65th Bridge project. What's the approximate looping completed on that one? That's That's the only one on the list so far that we get questions about.
I don't know for sure. We were hoping that it would be before, the end of May. But we'll see how those slabs get flown in and set. And if there's anything else, I know that the asphalt plants are usually the slow thing here, but the asphalt plants are starting to open up.
Yeah,
And so I think it may be sooner than what we had originally intended.
I'll keep expectations low. I'll tell them a year from end of May. May
You're getting inquiries about to pick this up.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
It's mostly from residents that live in the south end of Hammond that, really enjoy exit 113.
Drive all the way down.
Yeah.
I've had a few phone calls and I've pretty much told people we're shooting for June. That's what I've told them, just to kind of leave their expectations low. If we're done before, then put out a press release to say, look, we did something ahead of schedule.
That's right. Thank you.
Any other, they are working very hard on Sand Creek. They think that they will have those slabs ready to set into place here in the next 2 to 3 weeks. And so then they'll start on the road excavation for the major portion of the road project. They're due to start this week on tearing out asphalt along Iona Road.
Anything else?
We have less potholes this year, so we can have
A few less,
trees.
yeah. We're still getting some, but we have had less of the freeze thaw cycle. So, yeah. They're still doing a lot of tree trimming.
Nothing else, we'll go ahead and quit our meeting.
Micah, did you have anything for me on that one?
I don't. Well, I actually do.
Go on. Carl concluded the meeting, so we can go off record.
Maybe Mike wanted this on the record.
I want this on.